many great things about this Pacific Northwest and Seattle in particular is vistas like that. Mount Rainier, pretty clear this day. A very warm and sunny April day as the Mariners get ready to finish off this night by opening up a series against the Houston Astros. Welcome everybody to Mariner Baseball. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and our Root Sports crew here at Safeco Field. Hisashi Iwakuma about to take on the Astros, who are in first place as we start this series. Let's take a look at the batting order that he will face.
For new Astros manager A.J. Hinch, leading off it'll be Jose Altuve hitting at a .320 clip. You can see the 16 hits and the 5 runs for him. Then it's Valbuena. Springer, a lot of pop with Springer, off to a tough start though. Gaddis coming over from the Braves will hit cleanup. Laurie, Castro, Gonzalez, Rasmus, and Marisnik rounding out the 9 for the Astros. For Iwakuma, tough start to his season so far. Take a look at what he did last year, though, a 15-game winner, and that's after missing the first month. ERA right at 3.5. In 179 innings, he had 154 strikeouts and only 21 walks.
So here we go. Home plate umpire Dale Scott, CB Buckner at first, Lance Barrett at second, and Dan Iasonia, he's at third. Jose Altuve, the American League defending American League batting champion. One thing we learned about watching Altuve, first, second pitch, he's going to put in play.
He will be aggressive. He's a good bad ball hitter. The Mariners have tried to pitch him inside at times. He can handle that.
Reigning batting champion, 2014 Silver Slugger Award winner, 2-time All-Star. MLB best in singles. 225 hits, led the major leagues, 56 stolen bases. Led the American League. This one popped up. Cano retired the Astros All-Star second baseman. Here's a look at the defensive setup.
Mariners defense brought to you by American Family Insurance. In the outfield will be Ackley in left, Jackson in center, Nelson Cruz out in right, Seager and Miller on the left side of the infield. You just saw Cano catching that pop-up. Morrison, the first baseman, and Mike Zunino will do the catching.
Minor breeze out of the west at 2 miles per hour. Here's Luis Valbuena, one-time Mariner. He has discovered a power stroke. He had 16 home runs for the Cubs last year, hitting .249, and he's got 3 home runs already for the Astros, and playing every day. That's hit a ton. So he said he's found his power stroke. 1-0 Astros. Valbuena with his 4th home run, 5th RBI, early lead for Houston. Astros last year were 4-6 here at Safeco Field, 3-6 in 2013.
Let's take a look at the location of this fastball from Iwakuma. We've talked about it getting too much of the plate. As you look at our Alaska Supermo, this is going to be about belt high in the middle of the plate. Zunino set up on the outside corner. Iwakuma not able to get it there, and Valbuena makes him pay for it.
There's George Springer. Strike 1 to George. Highly touted youngster. Off to a slow start at 163. Had a home run taken away from him in yesterday's game by a replay. Struck out to finish out the at bat. He's 1 for 6 against Iwakuma. One and two.
For Iwakuma, his fastball will be anywhere from 86 to 91 miles an hour. Has a slider, of course, the great split, an occasional curveball.
Bouncing ball, fair, backhand, quick release. Seager, Springer can run, safe.
Logan Morrison immediately pointed to the dugout saying that he thought he had him. It looked as if he did. CB Buckner, the first base umpire, called him safe right away. We'll take a look at this. Ball skips off the grass, and he's clearly out. Oh, they're going to change that, I'm sure. Good play by Seager. You see how quickly he had to get rid of it. Springer can really get down the line.
Momo, good As you pointed out, makes a quick call to the dugout. He makes a heck of a pick, too. All right, no question about that one.
This should not take long.
Not at all. Jeez. Got him clearly by about what? Step and a half?
Half a step.
He's out.
That did not take long.
So 2 outs. A run in on the home run by Valbuena. Two away, and that's going to bring up Evan Gattis. Continue to enjoy this wonderful weather. Temperature is supposed to drop about 12 degrees tomorrow, and rain expected later on in this week. Here's Gattis, former Atlanta Brave. This is a power hitting guy who's adjusting now. He's a catcher over in Atlanta, adjusting to be a DH now with these Astros. They got the shift on against them.
Rare to see this type of shift with the right-handed hitter. Not many clubs do it, but with Gattis, obviously the Mariners and the information they have, he's going to pull the ball on the ground.
With that win challenge, Lloyd McClendon now 2-1 as Gattis. Quick work. He's going on 3 pitches. Home run by Valbuena as Houston in front 1-0 with the Mariners coming to bat. As Houston on top 1-0 as we get going here at Safeco Field. First meeting with the Astros. Let's take a look at the Mariner batting order that will face Asher Wojciechowski.
Mariner starting lineups brought to you by Chevron. Austin Jackson, one of the heroes yesterday. He will lead off this. Zachary Cano, Nelson Cruz, 8 home runs in the last 8 games. He's the cleanup hitter playing right field. Seager, Smith, the DH, hitting 6th. Then Zanino, Morrison, and Miller rounding out the 9 for the Mariners. Take a look at the numbers for Wojciechowski in his first couple of starts. Good fastball, 90 to 93 miles an hour. We'll mix in a slider and a changeup. His changeup is best off-speed pitch.
Austin Jackson coming off that marvelous at-bat in yesterday's game. Wojciechowski works quickly. 1-1. Wojciechowski, a South Carolina native, went to the Citadel. Lived in Romania ages 9 through 12. His parents were missionaries, and he got to play on the Euro Little League World Series teams over there. It was a 1-2 pitch. And Jackson's gone quickly.
Take a look at the defense for the Astros. In the outfield, you have Colby Rasmus in left. Marisnik in right, or in center field. Springer out in right. Balbuena, who homered, he's at third base. Lowry and Altuve playing up the middle. Marwin Gonzalez, the first baseman, and Jason Castro will do the catching.
There's Dustin Ackley for his last 10, looking to break out. Second start for Wojciechowski. Had a relief appearance. But he is, according to A.J. Hedge, is from the outside into this pitching rotation. A.J. said that when he told Asher that he made the club, it took him 3 times before the kid believed him. He said he's a real studious, serious kid. There's A.J., new manager. Bo Porter was fired last year. But he said he's a wonderful young man. I had to tell him 3 different times that he made this ball club. It's all business, not real emotional. And Hitch had a great line. He said, if he gets pumped up, if he shows a fist pump, I need you to take a picture of it and bring that and the videotape to me. Dustin Ackley on a 2-2 pitch breaks an 0 for 10 slump. Good for him.
And Dustin able to stay on a changeup. It's a circle change. Good look at the grip right there. And this changeup moving to the outside corner. And Dustin, who has basically used the entire field at the start of the season, right back up the middle. 81-mile-an-hour changeup. Good look at our Alaska Supermo on the swing by Dustin Ackley.
Here's Robinson Cano, 6-game hitting streak. Get into the 3-4-5 unit for the Mariners. His catch yesterday were outstanding. 9 for 15. 9 runs batted in. 4 runs scored. Talking about Cano, Cruz, and Seager.
Cano reached base 5 times in yesterday's game.
Impressive.
Had a chance to talk to Lloyd McClendon about the last couple of innings in yesterday's game and how impressed I was with the at-bats the guys put together. And we showed you the list right before the game started. And he said something to me, something that we talked about, Dave, and that's with the shadows and the guy out there throwing 96 miles an hour. It was impressive.
Yeah, Austin Jackson said it was murder. You know, you've been there. He said it wasn't easy. And the other thing that he said, it was a little bit of an advantage. You knew Felice had to throw strikes.
They had to throw strikes. Doesn't always mean that he's going to, though.
You should say that again. Well, he did the night before, man. You couldn't touch him 2 nights ago. 1-1. That is a foul ball.
I think one of the big advantages is when we showed you the list and the quality at bats, the amount of pitches he had to throw to each individual batter. By the time he finished, the closer had to throw 47 pitches.
And what was it? There was a stat. He had gone over 42 pitches in an inning maybe once in his career. And that was the first time the Mariners got to him as a reliever. As a reliever. And that was the first time the Mariners got to him as a reliever after he had a run of, what, 27, 30 innings of shutout ball.
Well, it was good timing.
1-2 here to Cano. The other way. Stays fair. Yes, sir. Bounces off the wall. And it did not get interfered with. So a double for Cano. Second and third Mariners here in the first inning. Robinson Cano's hitting streak to 7 games on his 6th double the early season.
We talked about Ackley using the entire field. Cano does right here. Great look at our Alaska Supermo and the swing by Cano. Is this ball just fair? This lineup really starting to heat up. It's good to see.
Fan reached. Missed. Ooh, man, it rolled up his left sleeve. There's Cruz, 8-game hitting streak. American League Player of the Week. Congratulations to Nelson. Great achievement. 12 for 24. Look at that slugging percentage. OPS out of sight. 6 homers and 10 runs batted in. 8 home runs through 12 games, leads major leagues.
About a week and a half. Hopefully he's getting Player of the Month award. He and Adam Jones going at it. Adam Jones off to a good start. That's people from the Astros asked me about Nelson Cruz and, well, can you pitch him inside? I said, not really. Well, what about climbing the ladder? I said, no, let me tell you about the 96-mile-an-hour fastball he hit at Dodger Stadium. I said, right now, he's about as dangerous as it gets.
Good hitter, get a piece of it in 93, 1-2.
There's a fastball, 93 miles an hour. A little bit late on it.
Ball and 2 strikes to Cruz. Runners at second and third, 1 out. 2-2.
I think one of the things that we're going to see this lineup consistently do over the course of the summer, Dave, is make starting pitchers work extremely hard.
Kyle Seager was thrilled talking about that.
I think you're going to see them get some. Their pitches are going to go up in a hurry. Their pitch count is going to get hurt in a hurry, and I think we're going to see a lot of that. It's a piece of the slider. Wojciechowski now 18 pitches here in the first, just 1 out.
To your point, the dynamic is so totally changed now with this guy batting behind Cano. Before, I mean, Cano's hardly walking at all. And he's getting a chance to swing the bat. He's only walked twice.
Well, and then you have Kyle waiting on deck behind him. And,
exactly.
And the few times that we've seen Cruz take his walk, Kyle has hurt the opposing team. And so it's a difficult bunch now with him in the middle of the lineup. Another good slider.
Swing and a miss by Cruz. 2 down, 2 on. To bring up Kyle Seager.
Well, this looks like a perfect pitch from Wojciechowski, right on the outside corner at the knees. Kyle drove in 3 runs in yesterday's game, had 3 hits. Has his batting average up to 283 now. A couple of home runs.
A good homestand for him. 5 for 11.
Well, he really enjoyed hitting at home last year. You look at his numbers overall, a lot of them coming here in this ballpark.
Right around this time where he had that breakout game. 2 homers.
Astros will put the shift on with Seager hitting.
Jason Castro and a nice stop. Ball 1. April 23rd last year was that breakout game that Seager had. 2 home runs, including a game winner.
Really surprised Springer, the right fielder, is playing as shallow as he is with Kyle hitting.
2-0. "24 of 47 runs have been scored with 2 outs by the Mariners." Love those kind of numbers. 2 on and a 2-0 count with 2 outs. 3-0.
I'm sure that he has the green light right here. If he gets a fastball he likes, I think Lloyd will let him swing away.
Seth Smith on deck. "3-0 pitch." Takes it for a strike.
On the outside corner.
Center field for Marisnik. Makes the catch. Mariners no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and leave 2. Astros with an early lead. p.m. Too much good stuff by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. By Vern Funk, bad luck can hit anyone, and Sure with the 13th man. And by Audi, truth in engineering. 22 million passengers aboard the Washington State Ferry system in 2014 makes it the largest in the U.S. and fourth largest in the world. Spectacular scenery here. The Cascades in the background. Beautiful sunshiny day. Iwakuma behind 1-0 on a home run by Balbuena. Here's Jed Lowry in his second tour of duty with the Astros. Last couple of years with the Athletics. With Houston in 2012, 249 last year with the A's. Just joining us, Luis Valbuena, third baseman for the Astros, and a 1-0 pitch, second batter of the game, homered for the 1-0 lead. Two and one. Iwakuma behind 3-1. Lowry 4 for 15 against Hisashi with a homer and 3 runs batted in. Kyle Seager taking charge here, 1 away. During Cano's at bat. Doing a foul ball. Look at that. You're allowed to keep it. Been watching too many Cub games.
Hey, he wanted to get in the ball game. Can't say that I blame him.
Whatever you can do to participate,
why
right?
not?
Here's Jason Castro, all-star a couple of years ago. 267. Astros struggling offensively. Last in batting average, runs, hits. Next to last in doubles. 5th in homers. 1st in stolen bases, 13 out of 14. Pitching's been good. They're 3rd in ERA. Keuchel and McHugh have had a lot to do with that. Those two guys have been outstanding.
And some of the veterans that they've added to their bullpen has made a difference for them.
Luke Gregerson and Pat Neshek, along with Chad Qualls. I know those guys were together in San Diego a few years ago when A.J. Hinch was there in the front office. 2-1.
When you're in the early going, it looks as if Iwakuma has pretty good command of his slider. His fastball is not a problem. It's his split. He's having a tough time getting his split around the plate.
Miller played exactly where he needed to be. 2 outs. Bring up Marwin Gonzalez. There's a buzz in town about this Saturday Sasashi Iwakuma Bear Hat Night. First 20,000 fans, you're going to get a multifunctional and highly fashionable bear hat as the Mariners meet the Twins at 6:10. For tickets, go to mariners.com. Bruce Irvin in the house here in the hoodie. Russell Wilson was here. We were told he was going very incognito. He and many of his teammates back from Maui, where they were working out, a working vacation. On social media, they had pictures of all these guys, super buff, football players, running passing drills. Like they had an absolute blast. Gonzalez, a switch hitter. He's 7 for 12 with a homer against Iwakuma. When you guys were playing here, when you played here, you had what, your 3-4 tours of duty here. Did you have a team that was that maybe a lot of people didn't expect, but was an absolute pain in your side, like the Astros have been these last 2 years?
That's a great question.
Curtis mentions the Tom
twins.
Kelly twins before they get good.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
They'd come in with a record 10-15 under 500, owned you, right?
Couldn't beat them.
Unreal how that happens, man. Altuve, he just wreaks havoc on the Mariners, whether it's here or in Houston. That's hit pretty well. One hop base hit to Ackley off the bat of Gonzalez.
I remember Kirby Puckett beating us too many times.
Get a couple of guys, make it a couple bleeders, and then he would gap one or hit one out.
And typically we try to pitch around him, but he was one of the best bad ball hitters I've ever seen. And it was next to impossible, and could hit anything.
There's Colby Rasmus. First year with Houston, the last 3.5 years with Toronto. 3.5 years before that with St. Louis. Colby in left field tonight. Slow start for him, hitting at 192. Houston as a team hitting at 202. Mariners at 245 starting tonight, 6th in the American League. Mariners are number 2 in home runs to the Orioles. Count goes to 1-1. Weak swing and a miss. Ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Man at first. Pointed out in the pregame show last year, Houston 6-4 here at Safeco Field. The year before, 6-3. Meanwhile, on the flip side, the Mariners in 2013 7-3 in Houston and 6-3 last year. A.J. Hinch with Trey Hillman as bench coach. 1-2 pitch. Ball 2.
I think one of the things that'll be interesting in this series is the Astros, one of the things they like to do is run their first in stolen bases, and the Mariners and Mike Zunino have not given up a stolen base yet.
And Iwakuma does a great job holding runners. Two-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. Iwakuma with his second strikeout ends the second inning. And coming up for the Mariners, it'll be Seth Smith, Mike Zunino, and Logan Morrison. The multi-color look. Coming up tomorrow, our CenturyLink What's Next? Game 2 of this series. Colin McHugh, he has been tough on the Mariners, goes against Taijuan Walker. He's off to a very rocky start, trying to get that fastball command back to where it was during springtime. Ball 1 to Seth Smith. Looking to break an 0 for 13. Had a huge couple of walks yesterday when he entered the game as a pinch hitter. He worked the count, a 3-3-1 and a 3-2.
Yeah, and the one he had was an 8-pitch at bat.
Yeah.
Really was grinding out his ABs yesterday. The Astros had the shift on with Seth hitting.
Let me ask you this. Lloyd says it about him, and I've heard it about a whole bunch of other guys, but a professional hitter. How do you define a professional hitter?
Well, I think we saw it up and down the lineup yesterday. That's why I made the comment earlier, is these guys are going to grind out at bats. It doesn't matter what the score is. They're not going to give at bats away. Last thing is they have a real good plan of what it is that they want to do. As you take a look at these pitch counts and the success that they had with those pitch counts. So they made the pitcher work extremely hard, put the pressure on him, and then it ended up coming through with either a walk or a base hit. But I think these guys, it doesn't matter the score, they're not going to give at bats away. And when you have a lineup full of guys like that, it makes it very difficult. So for me, a professional hitter is 1, be prepared, and then 2, be able to make adjustments, and 3, just flat out grind out at bats at times until that pitcher is willing to make a mistake, and you have to make them pay for it.
And all those guys you just described are pretty much veteran guys. It's not the young group we had all coming off the bench last year.
Well, and that's one of the things that you and I talked about, Dave, at the end of spring training. And I said everybody's talking about the 3, 4, 5 hitters in the lineup for good reason. But I said one of the things I really liked about this club is their bench and the veterans that they have. And you have a day like yesterday, and all of them get in the game. All of them play.
Had to, thank goodness.
Yeah, but they get into the game and they contribute and do the thing. And I think that is going to be the difference for them. And over the course of a long summer, those things pay dividends for you. And I wasn't surprised when we showed up yesterday that Lloyd had changed his lineup, even though they'd won the night before, and put a bunch of different guys out there because he has to keep them sharp.
See if it gets down. It will. Base hit for Seth Smith. Does a little stutter step and will get a double as the ball was bobbled out there by Rasmus. Worked the full count. Another long at bat.
And again, just battling until he finally gets a pitch that he can handle, and he gets a fastball. It's middle away from him, but take a look at this swing by Seth. I think it jams him a little bit. Yeah, it's off the trademark. But just staying inside the ball, drop it down the left field line. And here we are in the second inning. As you take a look at Rasmus, he slips out on the track, the warning track. That will be a double for Seth.
Breaks an 0 for 13, his 3rd double of the season.
And here you sit with nobody out in the second inning, and Wojciechowski already 31 pitches.
Texas relievers in the 8th and 9th yesterday combined for 74 pitches.
Mike Zunino with a long home run in Saturday's game, hit it into the second deck. I think Lloyd hopes that's something that'll get him going in the right direction.
Shift on against Mike. 3 defenders on the left side. He's behind 0-2. Wojciechowski's ahead 0-2. And Mike chases. Tag applied by Castro. It's his 3rd strikeout. Time for our Geico This Date in MLB history. Patriots Day back on 2012, April 20th. Fenway Park hosts its first MLB game. And Boston knocks off New York 7-6 in 11th inning game winner. 1912. They had a lot of rain and cold temperatures in Boston today. Red Sox won in a game that was called after 7 innings. They also had the marathon. Here's Logan Morrison. Wojciechowski, by the way, not related to the former Duke star and now head basketball coach at Marquette, Steve Wojciechowski. Look at Morrison working on a 5-game hitting streak. center field. Cruising over is Marisnik. Makes the catch. Good strong arm shown by Jake. 2 outs. Sports brain starts to wander when you see names like Wojciechowski, and I was thinking Alex Woj. Now I got the 7 blocks of Grant. I know he's going to do that. There was a gentleman that played with Vince Lombardi back in Florida in the 30s, and I'll get the name in a second, but it's not Wojciechowski, but it's very close. As we look at Brad Miller. Back up the middle. That should be good enough to get a run. Here comes Seth Smith. Marisnik's got a strong arm way offline. Throw to first. Back safely. Tie ball game. Brad Miller with his 5th RBI. Miller time. Didn't waste any time either.
And the Mariners get their first hit with a runner in scoring position off the bat of Brad Miller. Solid line drive, little 2-seam fastball, looks like, up, and he stayed inside of it, drives it right back up the middle. Brad is the one that scored the winning run yesterday. He ended up starting the 9th inning with a solid base hit line drive into right field. And now he goes back up the middle to pick up Seth Smith.
Top of the order, here's Austin Jackson. As Miller back safely. And Brad takes off. He's got early success, 2 for 2 in base stealing. There's a left-handed pitcher, A's, mid-90s, Steve Wojciechowski. Asher, he's from South Carolina, went to the Citadel. 1-0. Back with a dive, Miller.
This should be a good situation for Austin Jackson with Miller on it first. Gonzalez holding him there. Altuve playing up the middle. There's a huge hole on the right side of the infield, and we've seen Austin hit the ball to the right side quite a bit here in the early going.
Good count here, 2-0. Austin struck out on a 1-2 pitch in his first at bat.
Next pitch will be 40 for Wojciechowski as he works here in the second. Seth Smith scoring a run.
Two and one. Two-one pitch. Miller holds. It's on the outside corner. It's a count of 2-2. Leadoff double by Seth Smith to left field. Strikeout, fly out, RBI single. Brad Miller's tied it up. Fooled Austin there, but the Mariners do come up with a run on 2 hits, no errors, and leave a man. New ball game at 1-1. Retractable roof on your house? For inspiration, follow us on Instagram at Ultimate Bucket List. I love it when they speed it up. That was opening day, of course. You can see the red carpet. Victory against the Angels. There's a strike as Jake Marisnick showed punt. Marisnick, Jose Altuve, and Luis Valbuena 9-1 and 2 here in the third inning. Iwakuma, 2 strikeouts, giving up a run on 2 hits. Here's the 1-1. Long run for Cruz into the gap as it slices over his head. One hops the fence, and he'll get it back in. Jake Marisnick, a leadoff double.
And again for Iwakuma, this has been part of his issues. 1-1 count. Typically, he'll work the outside corner, maybe even throw a pitch off the plate. This ball, fastball 88 miles an hour right down the middle.
Cruz does a good job to track it down and get it back in. First double of the season for Marisnick. Here's Altuve. Popped out to Cano on a 2-0 pitch.
The situation, he can try to bunt or hit the ball the other way. He can certainly handle the bat.
Good bunt. Iwakuma, nice dig by Logan Morrison over there. Sacrifice 1-3. Better bunts on the first pitch we've seen all year. This Sunday. Boeing salute the kids. Stay at Safe Gold Field. Mariners host the Twins. All kids are going to get a free Kyle Seager t-shirt and the Mariners' new cream alternate look. Join the fun when you get your tickets at Mariners.com.
Mariners will bring their infield in with Valbuena stepping in. Valbuena, the solo home run, his first time up.
Altuve with the sacrifice. His first this season, just the second for the ball club. Marisnick has the other one. Valbuena with the Mariners back in 08 for 18 games. That'll be plenty deep to score the run. He gave it a really good ride. 2 outs. And coming home on a stroll is Marisnick. 2-1. Houston. RBI for Valbuena, second of the ball game and 6th of the season.
And again, Iwakuma gets ahead with a split at the bottom of the strike zone. Comes back with a slow breaking ball that ends up right in the middle of the plate. When he goes back and looks at the tape of this game, he will not be happy with the location of that pitch.
What a difference a year makes. This year comes in healthy, gets to start from day one. And
yeah, I know a lot of people have asked me about him, and his stuff is there. His slider has been an issue at times for him here in the early going, but his command just hasn't been what we're used to seeing.
George Springer ground out to Seager. Top foul. 1-1.
I'm talking about it at the start of the game with Iwakuma. Typically, against this lineup, a lineup that strikes out more than any other club in the American League, usually that is right in his wheelhouse, and he could take advantage of it. Just a little bit off, just not as sharp as we're used to seeing him. Next pitch will be 40 for him here in the third.
Springer fouls it back.
You can see Zunino telling him to get that pitch off the plate away. Again, he left it middle in. And Zunino was set up probably just off the outside corner.
Springer, a young man who was a real free swinger last year. He said he's cut it down on it a little bit this year. This one tipped into the glove of Zunino. Sac fly by Balbuena. He's got both RBIs tonight. 2-1 Astros lead. West rivals. Houston comes in with a half-game lead over Oakland. First place in the division. Mariners a game back. Here's Ackley to lead it off. Base hit to center field on a 2-2 pitch by Ackley in the first inning. Broke an 0 for 10.
So far, first time through the lineup, the Mariners with 4 hits. All of them from the left-handed hitters, Ackley being one of them. And the scouting report is that he's going to struggle with his slider at times. His changeup's a good pitch, which you would think would help him out with the lefties, but the Mariners making some adjustments to him. Getting a chance to see him.
Asher Wojciechowski, 2-1. Left center field. Jake Marisnick over to make the play. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. 2 more games with Houston, a day off here at home on Thursday. And then the Twins come to town. We were talking about the Twins earlier. And then a road trip to Texas, play the Astros and the Angels. We'll welcome in the A's to begin the next homestand. Houston just played the A's, lost 2 out of 3, and then beat the Angels 2 out of 3 to complete a 3-3 homestand. Here's Cano. Doubled to left field his first time up.
The other things that Wojciechowski has done is change speeds on his fastball. He's been anywhere from 87 to 93 miles an hour with his fastball. So at times he'll take a little bit off, try to sink it a little bit more.
Up high to Cano, ball 1. Double in the first inning extended Cano's hitting streak to 7 games. 2-1. Two. Wojciechowski in 97 minor league games. The record of 35 wins and 26 losses. The old timers out there, named very similar to Alex Wojciechowicz, who is with Vince Lombardi in the Fordham 7 blocks of granite. I got it right this time. 2-2. And of course, the great character in Barney Miller, Wojo. Played by Max Scales. This one drilled to center. Backing up Marisnik. Not going to be able to get it. Top of the wall, and it stays in. Last year, what did he have? 3 balls like that last year
right
at this ballpark.
Top yellow, at this ballpark, top yellow padding and bounced back in.
2 left and 1 right. Is that what it was? I think that was
2
a
to
breakdown.
left field and 1 to right. And this one to dead center field. He hit this ball over 400 feet away as it hits off the top padding.
And again, hit it right on the button.
That was on the changeup.
Oh, oh man. Well, as we detailed last week, you knew somebody was going to pay for it. He's on fire. I mean, coming off that hard 0 for 13 in Oakland. 2-1 ball game. Here's Cruz. Struck out with 2 on a 2-2 pitch in the first.
Saw a bunch of sliders his first time up. One that ended up striking him out was a perfect pitch. Right on the outside corner and at the knees.
Good count for Nelly. 2-0. It's that corner. 2-1. Already going out and getting that Cruz gear. 2-1. That gets away, and Cano will get to third. A wild pitch. Cano to third. Most home runs in March, April in Mariners history. Ken Griffey Jr.'s got the top 3 spots. Alex Rodriguez, Nelson Cruz. Still with some time. Today's just the 20th of April. Give you an idea of how hot he is.
Well, the Astros will keep their infield back. They're up a run. So they'll give up a run here for an out.
Chopper to the shortstop. Backs up Lowry. Throw across. Safe. Infield hit. RBI for Cruz. Tie ball game at 2. 15th RBI for Cruz. Hitting streak extended to 9 games.
We'll take a look at it. One of the things we've noticed with Nelson is he can also run. He's a big man, but he gets down the line in good shape. It's a strong throw by Lowry. Gets rid of it quickly as he plants his feet. That'll be an infield hit and an RBI.
Tie ball game. 2 runs on 6 hits for the Mariners now. 2 runs, 3 hits for Houston. Albuena, a home run and a sac fly accounting for their runs. Just Cruz with an RBI. Miller had driven in the first run. That was in the 2nd inning. Seager fouls one back. He flied out to center to end the first inning with a couple of men aboard. Tell you what, he is dressed to the nines, looking good. As we described him yesterday as our own Elton John impersonator. Look out! Cruz had the duck. That goes into the corner. Cruz will make it to third. Seager to second. Rich Stanley put up a big stop sign, a double for Kyle Seager. And the Mariners inning continues here now with a chance to get the lead. For Kyle's second double this 2015 campaign.
And it's the guys in the middle of the lineup, 3, 4, and 5. Cano starting things off with a double. Cruz picks him up with an infield hit. Now Kyle Seager doubles down into the right field corner. It was a hanging breaking ball.
So Cruz just had his arms up looking at Seager. What are you trying to do? Kill me here? He had to get down
in a hurry.
That sign. Houston, we have a problemo.
Mariners so far 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Seth Smith with a double his first time up, scored the first run for the Mariners.
Another good, long, tough at bat by Seth. That was leading off the second. Doubled down the left field line.
Well, this is interesting to me. You have a tied ball game with 1 out, and A.J. Hinch, the new manager for the Astros, is going to play his infield back. So he'll give up a run for an out.
1 down here. Runners at second and third.
And a lot of pitches for Wojciechowski. Next one will be 60 as he works here in the third with 1 out.
There's a lot of base runners the last 4+ innings. 4 hits, 6 walks in innings 8 and 9 yesterday, and tonight first 3 innings they have 7 hits. One. I think that's one he would like to have back.
Well, you can see it on the EQC tracer right in the middle of the plate at 87 miles an hour.
Wojciechowski, 26 years old, out of Hardyville, South Carolina. Lives in Tampa. Time called. Taking a long lick to get the sign. 1-2 to Smith. Staying alive.
Wojciechowski was really working hard trying to stay in on the hands of Seth Smith. All cutters.
1-2 pitch. That is a foul ball. Oh, man.
And another long at bat for Seth Smith. This will be the 6th pitch in the at bat.
Ball and 2 strikes. Runners at second and third. Crowded him, missed. 2-2.
Again, trying to keep the cutter in on his hands as you look at Mike Zunino, who waits on deck.
his moment. Here is a Mariner patron, 2-2. Tell you what, before the season's over, this guy's going to be among the leaders in pitches seen in the whole league.
Well, one of the things I was just thinking, Dave, it's the reason why he's a veteran hitter at the major league level and has had the career he's had so far is, I've talked about it, all these cutters in on his hands, and he still hasn't tried to cheat and get out in front of one yet because he knows that he has the changeup, and that's in the back of his mind. So he's just going to continue to battle him. And Wojciechowski's made some good pitches on the corner, maybe just off the plate.
2-2 pitch.
There's the off-speed pitch down at 81 miles an hour. 8-pitch at bat so far.
2 plate appearances, twice worked a 3-2 count as Zunino waits.
This has not been an easy at bat. He's working hard. A lot of good pitches.
.09 pitches per plate appearance, and he draws a walk to load him up.
And Dave, I think it was an inning ago you were asking me about a professional at bat.
Bingo.
That's one right there. 9 pitches, ends up working a walk, fouling off a bunch of pitches that were borderline in on the corner, not able to take them, couldn't quite get to him, but just fought his way, and now he reaches first base to load him up.
Zunino struck out on 3 pitches. He's got bases loaded, 1 out. How's he change his approach here?
Well, they tried to keep the ball away from him in his first at bat, so I think he has to look out over the plate. Sometimes you have to just concede that they're going to pitch you that way and take what they're going to give you. Hit them back the other way or up the middle.
Set up outside. Popped up. And it will get out of play. Strike 1. 6 men to the plate here for the Mariners. Wojciechowski, you mentioned, out of Hardyville, South Carolina, just north of Savannah and just west of Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. Bases loaded, 1 out. In there for a strike. Mike behind, 0-2. .02 hole. Struck him out. Second time Mike has K'd on 3 pitches. That's the 5th strikeout for Wojo. That'll bring up Logan Morrison. Bring the family out to the ballpark on select weeknights this season, and you're going to enjoy big savings with the Safeco Insurance Grand Slam Family Package. Receive a ticket, a hot dog, a Pepsi, and a special package value price. The next family package event's coming up Wednesday against these Astros. So go to Mariners.com to pick up tickets today. 2 outs, bases loaded for Logan Morrison. Fly to center.
And the Astros have the shift on with Logan hitting. See Castro, he wanted that pitch. Thought he had a fastball at the bottom of the strike zone.
Five-game hitting streak for Logan. Mariners left 2 men on in the first inning, 1 in the second. 1-0 pitch. Center field for Marisnik. The Mariners strand 3. That's 6 for the first 3 innings. They did tie the game on the Nelson Cruz infield RBI single. 2-2 ball game. By the Grand Puyallup RV Show, April 30th through May 3rd. By Volkswagen. Hurry in and get a deal during the Volkswagen Stop Dreaming, Start Driving event. And by Steel. To find your local Steel dealer, visit steeldealer.com. Washington State Ferry System serves 20 terminals and 10 routes throughout the Puget Sound and San Juan Islands. Beautiful. Evan Gattis, Jed Lowry, Jason Castro, 4, 5, and 6 for the Astros here in the fourth in this 2-2 ball game. Cano playing up the middle against Gattis. That's the strike. Evan struck out on 3 pitches first time up. Kuma with 3 Ks, no walks, 2 runs on 3 hits. Gave up a home run to Valbuena, second man that he faced. Then Valbuena came back with a sac fly in the 3rd. But he's ahead here, Kuma. 0-2.
A couple of slow breaking balls. That last one at 75 miles an hour. He seems to have pretty good command of that pitch. He's been throwing it early in counts, trying to get ahead.
Shift on for Gattis. Giannino wants it outside. Way upstairs. Ball 1. Smothered down there by Seager. Throws out Gattis. One away here in the 4th.
Take a look at Kyle Seager going to his backhand. Look how low he gets to the ground. A back knee just dragging on the ground, trying to get as far down as good a look as he can get. That's the reason why he has that gold patch on his glove.
Strike 1 to Jed Lowry. Popped up to Kyle his first time up. Bouncing ball to Cano. Easy play, 2 down. Stick around after the game for the Mariners post-game show presented by Delta Airlines. Angie Mentick, Dave Valley. Got Tom Glasgow and Jen Mueller coming your way.
Iwakuma is getting ahead of the Astro hitters. 14 batters face 11 first pitch strikes. It's a good sign for him.
Pitch misses outside to Jason Castro. Grounded out to Miller at shortstop. A lot better sink on that pitch. 1-1.
That was one of the better splits that he's thrown. Typically for Iwakuma, he'll start it at the knees and have the bottom fall out of it, and that's exactly what he was able to get with that 82-mile-an-hour split.
Shift on against Castro. Hits right into it as Brad Miller ranges over to throw him out. A 1-2-3 inning. 3 groundouts for Kuma in the 4th. Nicely done. 2-2 ball game. Its copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Good to have you with us, everybody, as the homestand continues. Middle portion of it, the Twins will be in to wrap it up, take us through Sunday. See what the Mariners can do here in the fourth with Brad Miller, Austin Jackson, and Dustin Ackley coming up.
Well, what they've been able to do so far is put a lot of pressure on Wojciechowski. 72 pitches through 3 innings. And the Mariners, a couple of situations that they had in the first inning, second and third with 1 out, and were not able to cash it in, and then they had the bases loaded with 1 out, and were not able to pick up a run. So they're putting a lot of pressure on them. They just haven't been able to get the big hit.
Houston took a 1-0 lead. Second batter, Luis Valbuena homered. Bottom 2. Mariners get a run back when Brad Miller drove in a run. Here's Brad. And he looks at ball 1. Top of the third, a sac fly by Valbuena put Houston back on top 2-1. And the Mariners answer with the Nelson Cruz RBI infield hit. 2-2. That's where we are now.
With that RBI base hit from Brad Miller, he's raised his average to 263 now.
Two and 1 to Brad. Now Buena might have a play. Overran it. Yeah, we saw Beltre hang with it as it came back to him.
Well, I think Valbuena, he's been around long enough. He should know in most of these stadiums the ball will come back towards the field to play. It looked off the bat as if it was going to go in the first row of the stands, but he just overran it. Tried to make the adjustment diving back, but by then it was too late. So a nice break for Brad Miller. Hopefully he can take advantage of it.
2-2. Cardinal rule on that: to stay under control, don't get there too fast.
Or bust it right away and then make sure you get your feet choppy as you're looking up to pick the ball up again.
2-2. Swing and a miss. That is strikeout number 6 for Wojciechowski. Back to the top of the order. And Austin Jackson.
And this is the changeup off the outside corner. 82 miles an hour is Brad out in front of it.
We're talking about the pitches that Seth Smith sees. How about this? Austin Jackson leads the major leagues. 4.8 pitches per plate appearance. Struck out twice here tonight.
The rest of the guys in the lineup appreciate that. Typically Austin either leading off or hitting second, so they're going to get a chance to get a good look at the pitcher.
Fun talking to Austin and Mike Zunino, Kyle Seager about how exciting last night's and yesterday's game was. Some backs up George Springer. In terms of thrilling comebacks, coming back from 5 runs twice, just about everybody had that near top the list. I know Tom Wilhelmsen said the Felix Perfecto's #1, but he said this moves into second place on his list, that game yesterday.
I'm not surprised. I think that they're going to benefit from coming from behind yesterday and getting that win throughout the course of the summer because they know they can do it now. So you're going to have games where you're going to be behind. In fact, the Mariners have had to come back in a number of the games to get their wins this year. So that's a pretty good sign for them.
Absolutely. Easy chopper. And Ackley's gone, so the Mariners in the fourth in this 2-2 game.
Ford Sports Desk. Hey, we want to know where you are rooting the Mariners on from. Make sure and let us know via social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just use the hashtag #WhereIRoot. Hats, check. Jerseys, check. Best birthday ever, check and check. Stacy, if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you. Young fellas and daughters finding the glove outside the ballpark. They are rooting, loving the sunny Seattle day. And let's send it back upstairs to Dave and Mike.
Tom, good to have you with us. Thank you so much. First pitch swinging and driving it to left center field. Run down by Austin Jackson. That's off the bat of Marwin Gonzalez. One away here in the fifth.
Well, Gonzalez continues to hit the ball hard off of Iwakuma. This is a slicing drive out into left center field. Good play by Austin Jackson. He covers a lot of ground out there.
We've been spoiled. You know that.
Yes, we have.
Gonzalez really smacks this hard. He had a base hit his first time up. He's 8 for 14 against Kuma with that flyout. This is Colby Rasmus, struck out in a 2-2 pitch. Former Cardinal and Blue Jay. Gets into this one pretty good. Deep right center field. Jackson will watch this one get out of here. Colby Rasmus with his second home run of the season. Astros take a 3-2 lead. It's their second homer tonight.
Well, this is one of the few times that Iwakuma wasn't able to get ahead of the hitter with the first pitch strike. Ball's behind 2-0. And then he throws him a fastball 88 miles an hour right in the middle of the plate.
There's your key phrase, right in the middle of the plate. Astros with 2 home runs tonight gives them 17 on the season. They started this evening 5th in the American League. The Mariners 2nd to Baltimore. Jake Marisnick doubled to right his first time up.
And another 2-0 count for Iwakuma.
It's a corner. Two-one pitch. 2-2. Two offering fouled back. Two to Marisnick. Chops it foul again. Got a lot of young players in this Houston team. They're going to mature quickly.
Marisnick looks like a good young player. Off to a good start this year.
Down to Loma. 2 outs. take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. Houston on top. Logjam right now early on before nobody is really broken from the pack yet. Mariners have a chance though. Having played Texas, beat them 2 out of 3. They get Houston, Minnesota, and then do Texas and Houston do that dance again. Then go and see the Angels for the first time in Anaheim. Speaking of young teams, did you see that Florida Ball Club 3-10?
Are they really?
And supposedly Mike Redmond catching some heat. There's Seager on the 1 hop. He retires the reigning American League batting champion. Home run by Rasmus as Houston back in front 3-2. Twitter at Sound Transit. Great way to get to the ballpark, where the Astros have a 3-2 lead, bottom 5. 3-4-5 coming up for the Mariners. Cano, Cruz, and Seager. Robbie having a good night. 2 for 2, couple of doubles. One to the left, one off the wall in center field. Hit the yellow tape and just would not go over. Seager, he's 1 for 2 with a double. And Cruz has an infield base hit and an RBI. He's 1 for 2. Into the 3rd time around against Asher Wojciechowski.
And he has had to throw a lot of pitches, 84 pitches as he works here in the 5th. Nobody throwing in the Astros bullpen yet.
Four-pitch walk to Robinson Cano. Second walk by Wojciechowski.
Cano's been on base 8 straight times. His last 5 plate appearances yesterday and 3 times this evening.
Thing of beauty. Saw pitching coach Brent Strom calling down to that bullpen. That bullpen killed him last year, but they've added Luke Gregerson, Pat Neshek, among others.
Thatcher getting loose now, one of the 2 lefties they have.
And Joe Thatcher, saw him in Tampa Bay. He's nasty against lefties.
Drop down. sinking fastball and slider. Nelson Cruz 1 for 2 with an RBI.
Shift on for Nelly. 3 men on the left side of the infield. Throws it away. Cano will advance. He'll hold it second. He won. Brent Strom going to come out and talk to his young pitcher.
I think the Astros actually catch a break. That looked like it caught the inside seam on the padding and kicked the ball right back to the first baseman Gonzalez. I expected the ball to hit the wall and head out towards the right field corner, and Cano may have been able to get all the way around the third. Strom trying to buy some time for the left-hander Thatcher. Joe Thatcher getting loose in the pen for the Astros.
We hope that the season cruises along and Nelson stays atop that list. He was a major league leader last year with 40. But J.D. Martinez used to be with Houston. He goes to Detroit. He is lethal.
Yeah, put him in that lineup. Really made a difference. He usually hits 5th or 6th for him.
Look down at the minors. Comes back and look out. Chance here for Cruz and the Mariners. Oh, he hit it hard. To the gap. Cano will score easily all the way to the wall. An RBI double. Nelson Cruz. 3-3 ball game here in the 5th. His second run batted in this evening. However you want to say it, dialed in, fired up, on fire, pick one. He's it.
Locked in is is the phrase I used earlier today when I was talking about him. Again, slowing the game down. Take a look at this pitch. Pitches towards the outside corner. Elevated just a little bit. And a solid line drive into the gap. This ball gets out to the wall in a hurry.
That'll do it for young Wojciechowski. He has been chased in a tie ball game at 3-3. Nelson Cruz Player of the Week. Will he go back to back?
Glasgow with you from the Ford Sports Desk. Let's find out where you are rooting the Mariners on from. Remember, hashtag where I root. Let us know. You see, pregame, if you ask for the Great Wall, you get the Great Wall. Thank you, Georgia. A shot from my Mariners fan, Aunt Jane's recent trip to China. Outstanding. I love it. Mariner fans go into global. That is a beautiful thing. And representing the folks down the right field foul pole, tomato boots, or if you prefer, tomato boots. Enjoy the game tonight here at the ballpark. Beard hats, they're everywhere, including Maple Valley, where that couple are cheering on the M's as we send it back upstairs to Dave and Mike.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Tie ball game. Go ahead run at second. Nelson Cruz. Here's Kyle Seager. He's 1 for 2. He doubled to right his last time. Tough lefty here, Joe Thatcher. And these guys representing the heart of the order. I'll tell you what, Cano, Cruz, and Seager. You know, Lloyd was talking about that when we were here during Fan Fest. It's a chance to be the best middle of the order in baseball. And they are making a name for themselves early on. Outside from Thatcher.
Well, this is an interesting at bat for me. I was talking to Lloyd McClendon today about Kyle and the shifts, and Kyle hitting the ball the other way, which we've seen a lot of, and him picking his times when he's going to try to do it. This might be a good time for him. Yeah, Balbuena, the only one on the left side of the infield. There you go.
Slicing drive. That's going to get down. Cruz will score. Here he comes. Seager halfway, and he'll get back to first base. He got an RBI single to give the Mariners a 4-3 lead.
I was talking to Lloyd about it, and I asked him how difficult it was for Kyle to decide when to hit the ball the other way or to try to pull it, which is where his power is. And Lloyd told me, he said, what I talked to him about is when we're behind, it's always a good time, and that's typically when you'll see Kyle drop down a bunt or try to hit the ball the other way. And that was a great opportunity for him, a solid line drive out into left center field.
Including tonight, the heart of your Seattle Mariner batting order. Big time. 5 for 6, 5 for 9, 5 for 8. Look at all those runs and ribbies. Kyle Seager's third hit. He takes off. The throw down to second. Not in time. Seager with his first stolen base of the season. He's 1 for 2.
Well, he had a great jump at first base. I think he went on the first move off the left-hander Thatcher. Was able to steal this fairly easy. Castro has a strong throwing arm. Makes a good throw down there, but you can see Kyle beats it.
Kyle reaching on a double. That's his third career hit against Joe Thatcher, 3 for 9. Meanwhile, Seth Smith here with an 0-1 count. He's 0 for 7 against Thatcher. Got 2 long at bats, a double in the second, a walk in the third. Both on full counts.
Mariners 4 for 10 tonight with runners in scoring position.
A 4-3 lead. 0-1 to Smith. Takes for a strike. Will Harris is up in the bullpen. Bullpen for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 to Smith. Shift on for him. Way outside.
You can see just a couple of innings for Thatcher. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk.
Joe with Arizona and the Angels last year. He's been with San Diego. That's where he came up, and he's with San Diego from 07 to the 2013 season. 1-2 pitch. Outside again. They don't have a lot of hard throwers in that bullpen for Houston, but they do come in all angles. 2-2. Time called.
Close the book on Wojciechowski. 4+ innings. Gave up 8 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned.
Chance for another run here. 2-2 pitch to Smith. to the shortstop Lowry into this shit. It moves the runner
Another
over.
professional at bat. He does his job. Move the runner up.
Absolutely. So 1 out, runner at third. Buy early and save when you purchase single game tickets at a Mariners team store. You will incur no service charge. Plus, you'll receive 10% off all regular price merchandise that day. So gear up with tickets and great Mariners apparel. You pick up tickets at any of the 5 Mariner team store locations. Zunino struck out twice swinging.
Well, the Astros will bring their infield in for the first time this evening.
Line saved by Castro. Zunino 1 for 1 against Joe Thatcher. To Mike. Outside. Seager at third after an RBI double, and Seth Smith moving him over with a ground out. 2-0. 3-0 to Zunino. Morrison on deck.
With the left-handed hitter on deck, Lloyd McClendon may let Mike swing away here 3-0.
To the strike, 3-1. Thatcher ready with the 3-1 pitch. Zunino, left field. Backs up Rasmus. Tagging is Seager. Here's the throw. It's cut off. 5-3 Mariner lead as Zunino gets the job done with his second RBI of the season. Nice work by the Mariners.
So a little cut fastball inside. It jams Mike a little bit, but he's so strong he's able to move Rasmus back far enough to where Kyle Seager can score easily. Turned out to be a big stolen base by Kyle.
Sure was. Seth Smith with a great at bat. Fouled off, and that got off the mask of the catcher, Castro. Smith, he's had 3 quality at bats tonight. Double a walk and a ground out, moving a runner from second to third. RBIs this inning by Cruz, Seager, and Zunino. Cruz continues to produce. 2 for 3 tonight. He's driven in 2 runs. Cano, 2 hits, 2 runs scored, and a walk. Buena now moving over to the shortstop position against Morrison. Shift on. There you go. 2-1. Almost twice flied out to center field. Three balls, 1 strike. Morrison 2 for 4 against Thatcher. Off-speed pitch. Count runs full, 2 outs, nobody on. Three-two to Lomo. Off off his fist. The Mariners have scored 1 or more runs in 6 of their last 7 innings.
That is one of the few pitches that the Astros thrown inside to the left-handers. Really working hard to try to keep the ball away. And you have the Astros with the shift on again with Morrison hitting. He can hit the ball the other way and pick up a base hit.
Three-two. Here's the middle of your batting order. They have been very, very productive.
And Dave, so far working here in the 5th inning, the Mariners have made the Astros pitchers throw 106 pitches already.
3-2 to Lomo. Gets it past the diving Altuve. Base hit. Lomo keeps his hitting streak alive at 6 games. Inning continues with 2 outs and a man aboard now for Brad Miller.
And another good at bat. 8 pitches to Morrison. He finally gets a ball in the middle of the plate and is able to hit it hard past Altuve right through the shift.
RBI single and a strikeout for Brad tonight. Brad, the 7th man to the plate here in the 5th inning. Joe Thatcher, relief of Asher Wojciechowski. Shows bunt, there's a strike. Five runs on 10 hits for the Mariners. 3 runs, 4 hits, and an error for Houston. Love to get off to a good start against Houston here in the last 2 seasons. Houston has won the season series here in Seattle. Mariners have returned the favor in Houston. Altuve will get this one. Throws out Brad Miller, but a good inning for the Mariners. 3 runs on 3 hits. There was an error. And 1 man left. Mariners have opened up a 5-3 lead. You got to like the combo of Cano and Cruz. There's an infield RBI right there from the 3rd. And then Millie jumps on this one in the 5th to score Cano from 2nd. Game changers indeed. Mariners with 3 runs in the 5th. Helped by a throwing error by Wojciechowski, the pitcher. 3 runs on 3 hits. See if Iwakuma can retire Luis Valbuena. Homered on a 1-0 pitch in the 1st. 3rd inning on an 0-1 pitch, a sacrifice fly.
Well, so far, Iwakuma is in great shape with his pitch count. 64 pitches, 43 strikes. Medina is getting loose in the pen, but I think that Lloyd would like to see Iwakuma pitch through 7 if he's able to. I asked Lloyd today if his bullpen was in good shape. He said everybody's available but Tyler Olson.
Valbuena, Springer, and Gaddis, 2, 3, 4 here for the Astros. Iwakuma's got a record of 1-2 with a 3.93 ERA against the Astros here at Safeco Field. Overall 4-4 with a 3.48. Valbuena to right field. Here's Cruz making the catch. 1 out here in the 6th. Make sure you join us tomorrow during the Mariners-Astros game for Twitter Tuesday. You're going to have 5, count them, 5 chances to win exciting prizes just by interacting with us on Twitter throughout the ballgame. We're going to be posing questions. We want to hear from you, so be sure to watch and follow us on Twitter at RootSports_NW. For giveaway rules, visit us at rootsports.com. George Springer ground out and a strikeout tonight. Springer, one of their highly touted youngsters, hit .231, 20 homers, 51 runs batted in last season. Slow start here in April. Let's see what Cruz does here. Watching it all the way in. Two-0 pitch.
Saw Springer last year when he was first called up. Really struggled, striking out a lot. Ended up getting hot. But the one thing that we know about him is he can generate a lot of bat speed. We were talking about this young club. He is one of their big young prospects.
2-1. Hit it hard. And it is scooting on that grass. Springer played his college baseball at the University of Connecticut with a double, his 2nd of the season.
Take a look at it. Breaking ball in the middle of the plate, and it gets hit hard. And after that double, Lloyd McClendon out towards the mound. I wonder if he's going to make a change and get Medina. Right now, Iwakuma just 71 pitches. And that's going to be it for him. Medina's going to take over.
Iwakuma leaves with the lead as the Astros will bring the tying run to the plate here in the 6th. Travis Medina will take over upon our return. Sports being brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's hottest sandwich is back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. So you look at the MV Kennewick. It entered service in 2012. Total capacity, 64 vehicles and 750 passengers, making it one of the smaller vessels in the fleet. Medina takes over. A lot more consistent from Medina.
Lately, he's having a tough time with his fastball early in the season. It was just because it was moving so much. He was having a hard time getting it on the corner of the plate. There's a good slider. Been much better lately.
Strike one, Evan Gattis, strikeout and a ground out.
7 1/3 for Medina, 7 strikeouts, a couple of walks. 1.23 ERA for him.
First time facing Evan Gattis. Of course, Gattis coming over from the Braves. Springer at second with a 1-out double. It did go, says Dale Scott.
Take a look at Iwakuma. 5 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. Didn't walk anybody today. 3 strikeouts, 71 pitches. 46 of them for strikes. He is responsible for Springer out at second base.
When you look at what Kuma did tonight and compared to appearances against the Angels and Dodgers, where is he for your money right now?
Well, against the Dodgers, he had 3 walks. That is not like him at all. And to not have any walks tonight, I think is a good thing. Again, some mistakes in the middle of the plate. He gave up 3 runs, but 2 solo home runs and only 5 hits. So I thought he was better tonight. And again, just 71 pitches.
Down the line, off the glove of Seager. Springer will score to make it a 5-4 ball game. Gattis to second with an RBI double. Second double of the season, a second RBI, and they're going to call it an E5.
We'll take a look at it right down the line, low to the ground. I think Kyle thought he picked this clean off. It was at the end of his glove. You could see him fake to try to keep the runner at second. And that's a tough error.
I'm
that
with
ball
you on
was hit
that.
hard down the line, and he had to range over to get to it. It goes off the end of his glove. That's tough.
I concur. 5-4 ball game. Tying run at second. Here's Jed Lowry. 0 for 2. Popped the third and a ground out to second. Ball game. And Astros threatening to get more.
Charlie Furbush ready to go.
Time called. One pitch. Medina gets in front here, 1-2 to Lowry. Lowry 2 for 9 against Medina. Both bullpens active. Will Harris is up for Houston. 1-2. Chop foul. Inning started off well enough. Fly ball by Valbuena, but then a double to the left center field gap off the bat of Springer. Tough E5 Off the bat of Gaddis, and that scored Springer. Gaddis hit second.
So far, some quality pitches from Medina. Everything on the corner and using both sides of the plate.
Five runs, 10 hits, an error for the Mariners. 4-5-1 for Houston. Big pitch here at 1-2. Chopped again. Mariners have had some really good at bats again here tonight. RBIs by Cruz. He's knocked in 2 runs. Seager's knocked in a run. Zunino's got an RBI, and so does Brad Miller. One-two. Quality at bat by Lowry.
You look at the EQC tracer. All those pitches either on the corner or at the bottom of the strike zone.
Dean already 1-2. Boy, this is amazing.
8 pitch at bat so far.
A's lead at the Angels 5-3, top 6. Boston won at home in 7 innings. Rain shortened game 7-1, beating Baltimore. Detroit 2-1 over the Yankees, a final. White Sox 4, Cleveland 3. That's a final. KC 7, Minnesota 1. Here's the pitch. And this one hit hard. This will tie the ball game. As Cruz gets to it, Gaddis will score. RBI single, Jed Lowry. New ball game at 5-5. Lowry with his 6th run batted in.
Well, he wins the battle on the 9th pitch. It's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, middle away. Hits it hard out into right field. I think Cruz made the right decision. I thought there was an outside chance. We know he has a strong throwing arm to maybe make a play at the plate. It would have been borderline at best, so he decided not to make it, and that way you keep the runner from getting in the scoring position, which is the go-ahead run.
You know it. Charlie Furbush gets the call. 5-5 ball game.
Safeco Field. Let's find out where you are cheering the M's from, rooting them on. Hashtag where I root. We're going to take you all around the country. This time, the Robinson family from snowy Alaska. Hashtag from them, true to the blue. Great to have you folks on board. From Alaska, a little bit of a change as we take you to Oahu. Darius and friend, they are rooting on the Mariners from the islands. And then we head east and a little bit south to Nashville, where Kyle and friend are cheering on their beloved Mariners. Remember, let us know where you're rooting from via Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter with the hashtag #WhereIRoot. Back to Dave and Mike.
Thank you, Tom. Jason Castro in a 5-5 ball game, 1 out, runner at first. Charlie Furbush, the third Mariner pitcher. Break the ball for strike.
Carson Smith getting loose in the pen for the Mariners.
Castro 4 for 9 against Charlie. Going to hang up for Ackley. Makes the catch in foul territory. 2 outs.
Carter is going to pinch hit for Gonzalez. Gonzalez finishes his night 1 for 2.
We've seen plenty of Chris Carter. His career has really picked up since going to Houston. Off to a miserable start right now, hitting just .075, 3 for 40.
17 strikeouts and 40 at-bats.
And you rack up a lot of strikeouts and rack up a lot of homers. Strike 1 from Charlie. Carter last year with 37 homers, 88 runs batted in. There you go. He did, says C.B. Buckner. And Charlie ahead 0-2.
We'll take a look at it. He buries a slider at his back foot. And Charlie gets the call.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Carter second to Cruz last year. He had 37 home runs. He was second to Mike Trout in strikeouts. He had 182. Trout had 184. Two. Carter 1 for 6 against Charlie. Down to second, and he gets there standing up.
That'll be a wild pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt.
A wild pitch gets Lowry to second. 2-2 count to Carter. Charlie trying to keep it a 5-5 ball game. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. 2 runs, 2 hits, an error, a man left. Back and forth we go. It's a tie ball game at 5-5. Statement with the Sox.
I would say that it probably started, all the way back in Little League. You know, I was the guy that grew early, and all the baseball pants weren't long enough to go down to my shoes. So I'm either wearing, the 3/4, or I would just pull them up. And I'm just lucky enough I have like a decent set of calves that make it look okay. So, that was really the only dilemma. And then I actually had an opportunity to pitch with pants down, and it just did not go well. So I figured it was definitely not me. It had to have been the pants, right?
He's absolutely right.
That's beautiful. All right, back and forth we go here. Mariners hit the Astros. Top of the order for the Mariners. It'll be Jackson, Ackley, and Cano. Jackson, a couple of strikeouts and a fly out to center.
Will Harris will take over for the Astros.
Strike one, Austin.
6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. Has not given up a run.
Oh, 0-2. Harris, a Houston native, still lives there. Rose ball 1. Harris with Arizona in 13 and 14, Colorado in 2012. An 0-3 record, a 4.34 ERA for the Diamondbacks last year. Hard and foul. Ball outside, 2-2. So when you were coming up, Sox were big?
They were. Some guys wore the stirrups. You don't see anybody wear them anymore.
Hardly ever. Brad Miller and maybe a handful of other guys. 2-2. 3-2.
And Austin Jackson again. 6 pitches so far in this at bat.
Leads the majors in pitches per plate appearance. Ackley on deck. Swing, tag made by Castro. Austin strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. Root Sports is looking for the ultimate Northwest fan in the state of Washington throughout the month of April. Send us a photo and a story using hashtag UltimateNWFanWA on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or by email at ultimatefan@rootsports.com. And you could win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in October, personalized jersey, and more. Official rules, visit rootsports.com. 1 out in the 6th. Ackley 1 for 3 tonight. A first inning single broken 0 for 10 run for him. Early lead for the Astros. Mariners tied it. Astros go in front 2-1 in the 3rd. Mariners tie it in the 3rd. Mariners take the lead in the 5th with 3 to go up 5-2, and then back come the Astros. And 1 in the 5th and 2 more in the 6th as that gets out of play. Astros come back with 2 in the 6th to tie it up. Ackley now with a 1-2 count. Ackley getting his first look at Will Harris.
It's one of the few times we've seen a team put the shift on with Ackley hitting. So far this year, he's really done a good job at hitting the ball all over the ballpark.
Full count. Robinson Cano on deck. Fine night. 2 for 2. A walk, 2 runs scored. 2 hits or doubles. Strike 3 call. Ackley's gone, 2 away.
He's had to work hard for him, but Harris has a couple of strikeouts. I think Dustin thought this pitch was down. Dale Scott thought it was right at the knees and rings him up.
That brings up Cano. On base all 3 times this evening. 2 doubles and a walk. Strike 1. Asher Wojciechowski started for Houston with 4 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs all earned, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Since then, Joe Thatcher and now Will Harris. One. Fouled off the catcher. 1-2.
And with a couple of outs, I think Cano was trying to cheat and catch a fastball out in front right there. Take a chance with 2 outs to give the Mariners the lead. It's rare that you see him chase a breaking ball in the dirt like that.
2 outs and nobody on in this 5-5 game. Bottom 6. 1-2 pitch. Pitches thrown by Harris, and Cano seeing a lot of pitches tonight. Harris has done a good job running up that pitch count on this staff this evening. 1-2. Fouled into the glove of Castro as Will Harris strikes out the side in the 6th in this 5-5 ball game at Safeco Field. As we get things going here at Safeco Field, Luis Valbuena got things going with a home run. Back and forth we've gone several times here. 5-5 game. Cruz has knocked in 2 runs. Seager's got an RBI, so does Zunino and Miller. So he can be above the A in Safeco Field. Charlie Furbush will continue. Got 2 outs in the 6th. He'll face Rasmus Marisnik and Altuve here in the 7th inning. That's 8, 9, and 1 in the order.
And we saw Carson Smith up earlier, but now Danny Farquhar throwing in the pen for the Mariners.
Breaking ball for strike to Rasmus. Homered on a 2-0 pitch. 1 out, nobody aboard in the 5th inning off Iwakuma. Here's Danny. Home run by Rasmus, his 2nd of the season. RBI number 3. Two balls, 1 strike. Charlie out of the great state of Maine, other side of the country. Good looking breaking ball. 2-2. Went with the fastball and struck him out looking. Back-to-back Ks for Charlie.
And that looks like it'll be the end of the evening for Charlie. Good fastball. After a couple of breaking balls, comes back with a fastball in the outside corner right at the knees. 92 miles an hour. And we're going to get a look at Danny Farquhar now.
7th inning, 1 out. 5-5 contest here at Safeco Field. Danny Farquhar takes over. for Guys, complete with a built-in bottle opener, is yours when you join us for EQC Guys Night Out this Friday. It's against the Twins. For only $35, you're going to get a cap, a select main or terrace club level ticket, plus your first drink. Guys Night Out tickets, they're available right now. Mariners.com/guys. Wow, look at that beautiful sight. Safeco Field. Good to have you with us here in Root Sports. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the Root Sports crew. Mariners' fourth pitcher of the evening, Danny Farquhar, takes over.
For Danny, good fastball. Anywhere from 93 to 95 miles an hour. Cutter right around 89, 90. And a 12-6 curveball, as you look at his numbers, a 2.45 ERA. 7 strikeouts and 7 in the third. Opponents hitting 222 against Danny.
Swing and a miss by Jake Marisnick.
And that was the cutter from Danny. Just off the outside corner.
First time he's facing Marisnick. Jake tonight a double and a ground out the first. Fouls off the punt attempt. 1-2. HOU Altuve's on deck. Houston RBIs tonight. Valbuena with 2. Lowry's driven in a run. Jeff Howard. A home run by Rasmus. Another run scored on an error. Counting him in at 1-2. Mariners home 7th. It'll be the middle of the order. Cruz, Seager, and Smith 4, 5, and 6.
Marisnick did a great job getting a piece of that. I think that curveball, 12-6 curveball, 74 miles an hour, maybe it's going to bounce off the plate. Still able to get a piece of it. Good pitch from Danny. Trying to get him to chase it.
1-2. Nino's reaction and Danny's reaction totally in agreement with you.
That was the cut fastball. It was at the bottom of the strike zone.
Good heat. 2 away.
.93 miles an hour at the top of the strike zone. Good fastball from Danny.
2 outs, nobody on. Marisnick fouled that one into the glove of Zunino. Here's Altuve, 3 for 3 against Farquhar.
Trouble.
Coming in is Cruz, and the big man runs it down. 1, 2, 3, 7th. See if the Mariners can crank that offense up again. Cruz will lead it off, followed by Seager and Smith here at Safeco Field. Your mind as you consider how a Washington's lottery win would change your bucket list. Play today. 24 total vessels are currently in service for the Washington State Ferry System, with the 3 largest each capable of carrying over 200 vehicles and 2,500 passengers. There's Nelson Cruz. He's acquitted himself quite nicely in the outfield so far. He runs this one, and boy, he's looking right in. That's the second shot we've had him looking right into the glove.
Tell you what else he's done. He's covered some ground. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to get to that. Made an easy catch.
I just remember how many times we remarked when he was with Texas and he would do that to the Mariners and run down stuff in the gap that looked like it was going to be a double or something.
Also has a 2-for-3 night. He's driven in a couple of runs.
Will Harris continues. He struck out the side in the 6th. 15,129 on hand here tonight. Hit deep to left center field, hanging up in the air though. And making a catch is Gobi Rasmus. We'll bring up Kyle Seager.
Kyle also 2-for-3 has driven in a run. Got a double, scored a run, stole a base.
Iwakuma started tonight, went 5 1/3, 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned, no walks, and 3 strikeouts, 71 pitches, 46 for strikes. Been all bullpen since then. Medina, Furbush, and Farquhar. Shift on against Kyle.
And a good count for him.
Got well against Houston last April 23rd. Couple home runs. After a slow start. There's a strike. He certainly picked it up at this date right now as he stands in there now. His batting average at 306. Trending nicely. 2-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Haven't heard if Will Harris is related to Monica Seles, but it sounds like it. He's exhaling hard on every pitch as he walks Seager. 3 strikeouts, a fly out, now a walk. Will Harris. Again, we're in the old school Houston Astros look.
You never know with Kyle. He's already stolen a base. See if he feels like stealing another one.
Brings up Seth Smith. 3 quality plate appearances. Double, walk, and a ground out into the shift with the runner at second. Moved him up to third. And Zunino brought home a run. Seager in the 5th inning.
Our old friend Tony Sipp, left-hander, getting loose with Houston.
As we were saying, all kinds of angles in that bullpen, right?
Yeah.
We've seen a little everything. Got Luke Gregerson down there. You got Sam Diduno. Pat Neshek is coming from underneath.
Seems like it doesn't matter what team Tony Sipp is going to pitch for. The Mariners, if they have a 3-game series, they're going to see him a couple of times.
Guaranteed. Hardly a surprise he's still very much in the major leagues. He is a good pitcher.
It's a good fastball, and he goes right at people, throws strikes.
Off the glove of Altuve. They'll get 1 out. A little more hook, and that he would have had a base hit. Boy, he hit it hard.
Fortunately, it wasn't a base hit. The good news, though, is when it went off his glove, Kyle was able to get down to second base and put himself in the scoring position. I think if Altuve catches this, they probably double Kyle up.
Absolutely. Man, he had that in and out.
Almost took his glove off.
Hand was behind him. Here comes the pitching coach, Brent Strom. Zunino, the hitter, who struck out twice and delivered a sacrifice fly. This will be the first time Harris faces off against Zunino.
Probably why Strom is out there, wants to make sure he goes over the scouting report of Mike. Typically, they're going to try to get ahead of him with some breaking balls, and then what we've seen lately is climb the ladder with the fastball, high fastball.
How about Saturday against the Rangers? You see Chirinos hung his head. The catcher, he knew that baby was up for tank.
That was crushed.
First homer for Mike. Tonight he picked up his second RBI. 2 outs in a tie ball game. Seager at second. Go ahead run.
Astros have the shift on with Mike hitting, expecting him to pull the ball.
How about the outfield?
The other way.
Piece of it.
There's the breaking ball. I've been surprised tonight how shallow Springer plays in right. Zunino has good power to all fields.
He's almost playing like a short fielder, right?
He obviously feels more comfortable going back on the ball than coming in on it.
Oh, 2 pitch coming to Zunino. Will lay off it.
Back-to-back breaking balls to him. Mike able to check his swing. There's much question about that.
One-two pitch. Bounced it up there. 2-2.
Three breaking balls in a row. They haven't tried the high fastball yet.
Two and two, 2 outs. Runner at second. 5-5 game. Harris steals. The count.
And there it was, the high fastball. Good job by Mike to lay off of that pitch.
Logan Morrison on deck. Got a base hit to right his last time up, extending his hitting streak to 6 games. Pay it off right here. 3-2. Walked him. Great spot for Logan Morrison.
We'll see if A.J. Hinch, the manager for the Astros, it looks like he's going to get Tony Sitt, the lefty, out in the bullpen.
Pitching change here at Safeco Field. Logan Morrison 0 for 1 against Tony Sitt, who's getting the call right now.
from the Ford Sports Desk as we take a look at where Mariner fans are rooting the Mariners on tonight. Remember, give us the hashtag #WhereIRoot. Some father and son bonding right here at the ballpark tonight. That is a fun experience. How about this from Puerto Rico, cheering on the Mariners? Parents surprised me for my birthday. Well done, Christian, and even better done by Christian's mom and dad. How about this from the Caribbean? Amy Kate cheering on the Mariners. Oh, look at the blue water behind them. That is absolutely gorgeous. And a new Mariners fan apparently is about to be born at St. Peter's birthing room. The families come together. Sandy Norton, is it you about to have the baby? If it is, good luck. Good luck to that entire family as we send it upstairs to Dave and Mike.
Thank you, Tom. Good look at Tony Sepp.
6 strikeouts and 6 in the third, a 1.42 ERA. Opponent's hitting just 182.
Tony, 31 years old, pride of Pascagoula, Mississippi. A little bit east of Biloxi, and it's like about 2-3 hours east of New Orleans. Here's Logan Morrison. Way out front.
Logan 1 for 3 tonight. He had a base hit. He was able to get a ground ball through the shift, hit it hard. So what Tony has done in his career against the Mariners. He's pitched well.
Man, he has been tough. Saw him with Cleveland 09 through 2012, Arizona in 13, and his second year now with Houston. One and one. Played his college ball at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College and Clemson University. June 1.
Bit unusual 3 off-speed pitches. Typically when Sip comes in, he likes to throw his fastball. Haven't seen one yet.
Romo has not homered yet. Last time he went deep last September 25th at Toronto. Hit 2 home runs in that game. 2 outs and runners at first and second. Popped it up. Albuena makes the catch. Mariners strand 2. 8th inning coming up. 5-5 game. Five game as we look at James Street in the background. MLB.TV Premium. The #1 live streaming sports service is celebrating 13 years. You can watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD. on over 400 devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, and more. Every night on every device, it's there for you. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Deadlocked at 5. Luis Valbuena will lead it off, followed by George Springer and Evan Gattis against Danny Farquhar.
Valbuena's had a good night tonight. Homered. Also has a sacrifice fly, so a couple of RBIs for Valbuena.
I was surprised to read last night the 16 home runs he hit last year for the Cubs, and that home run here tonight gives him 4. Got a lot stronger, I guess, since he left the Mariners back in 08. Deep right field. Going back and gone. My goodness. Where did this come from? A 3 RBI night for Luis Valbuena. And Houston takes a 6-5 lead. His second homer tonight.
He has 5 on the season.
Man.
Take a look and see where the location of this pitch is. It looks like it's a cut fastball. They want to go away, and it is down and in. It's a dangerous area late in the game when it's tied. Valbuena covers it.
Lefty's happy zone, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm more stunned now having seen it now. It's one thing to read about it last night, but to see it in person here. Luis Valbuena, good for him. Bad for the Mariners. Valbuena, when he was with the Mariners in 08, 18 games, 49 at-bats, no homers, 1 ribby.
Well, he has definitely gotten stronger, that's for sure.
That's a good-looking swing. Strike to Springer. 1-2. George tonight 1 for 3 with a double. Second multi-homer game for Valbuena in his career. And foul tip into Zunino's glove. Strikeout for Farquhar, his second. Luis Valbuena. Boy, he hit that well over 380, about 8-10 rows back.
Yeah, you can see the reaction from Danny. He knows he missed his spot. They're trying to go to the outside corner.
Pesky team. Houston Astros. Evan Gattis. Mike Zunino going out to talk with Danny. Facing Gattis, who catcher, and they put him in the outfield a little bit last year for Atlanta. How about the Dallas area travel team he played on as a kid with Clayton Kershaw, Billy Butler, Homer Bailey, Justin Upton. They must have been mauling people.
They had some talent.
Wow. 1-1. Bouncing ball, fair, foul. Like I said, one foul. It's Dale Scott, the home plate umpire. 1-2. Logan Morrison practically playing the second base position. Down low, did not go as a check with C.B. Buckner. 2-2. They're playing him to pull. Of course, he goes the other way. Long run Cruz. That's trouble. Catch or break it, goes foul.
Cruz was all the way out in the right center field. You're right. They do catch a break because it looked as if that was going to land fair, and it's just foul.
A lot of acreage. This guy's some kind of strong, too. Really hunkers down in there, doesn't he?
It's an unusual batting stance, and we noticed it when we saw him when we were in Atlanta when the Mariners were playing the Braves. But it works for him. Off to a slow start this year, hitting just 111.
Gets on top of the ball, hits it to the gap. Jackson cuts it off. He's going for two. Here's a throw. It is offline and a double for Evan Gattis. It's his second of the season.
This actually jams him a little. Look how high that fastball was, well up out of the strike zone, still able to get on top of it and drive it into the left center gap. Jonathan Villar is going to pinch run for him.
Brings up Jed Lowry. Had a 9-pitch at bat in the 6th. Single to right, driving in a run. Tied the score in the 6th at 5-5. Albuena's changed that here in the 8th. One.
Nobody working in either bullpen.
Off of Danny, pass Miller. Here comes VR. Charging as Jackson will be no throw. Run scores 7-5 Houston. Jed Lowry back-to-back plate appearances, driving in a run.
Take a look at the swing by Lowry. How far down that pitch is. That's down out of the strike zone, but he's able to stay with it. As if it went off the side of Danny Farquhar, almost deflected it to Brad Miller.
Six of Houston's 9 hits have been for extra bases, 3 homers and 3 doubles. 1 out, 2 runs in. Brings up Jason Castro. Cano flips to Miller, and he turned a double play, and that'll do it. Damage done. The home run by Valbuena, RBI single by Lowry, and a 2-run lead for the Astros. Want to use your baseball cap? Here's how. Take you back to yesterday. Jason Phillips happened to be walking down the runway, looked up, incoming! Makes a nice grab, much to the delight of the boys in the bullpen and the fans out there. That was a Cruz home run at second. And this is how you don't do it. The hat, oh, you got to get the good grip.
Well, you saw the difference there. 2 hands for Jason Phillips making the catch.
Soft basket catch, give with it. And you got to drink it. I thought you were drinking. They showed that in the last couple of Cub games. Balls landed in beers and the fans. They couldn't get it to say, hey, bottoms up, and boom. Chugged it down. Brad Miller, 9-1-2, followed by Jackson and Ackley against Tony Sipp, who came on to get the final out at the 7th inning. Two. Brad an RBI single into second. Strikeout in 6th, ground out in the 5th. Now we're 1 for 2 against Tony Sipp.
Carson Smith getting loose in the pen for the Mariners. Carson was up earlier in the ball game. It looks like he will come out and pitch the top of the 9th. Chad Qualls getting loose for Houston.
Popped up near the dugout. No play.
I'm sure Qualls, the right-hander, getting loose for Cruz if his turn comes up.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Mariners have out-hit Houston, but the Astros lead 7-5. 7-9-1 for Houston. 5 runs, 10 hits, and an error for the Mariners. Bounce right to Chris Carter, first base. Top of the order. Look at Carson Smith preparing to enter the ball game. Austin Jackson 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts this evening. Jackson against Tony Sipp is 0 for 8. Austin ahead 2-0. Sit back in the count at 2 balls, 1 strike. Dustin Ackley's on deck for the Mariners.
Austin taking that last fastball all the way. He knows they need base runners. Missing badly with the first 2 pitches. That one right at the top of the strike zone.
2-1. Jackson trying to get aboard. Base run full.
Dustin Ackley waiting. Cano after that.
Big pitch here. Need to have Jackson aboard. 3-2. Now play.
And this will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
Had 3 ties and 5 lead changes in this ball game tonight. Playable for Springer. 2 outs. Brings up Backley 1 for 3, make that 1 for 4. First inning ended an 0 for 10 run. Base hit to center, since then a fly to center, comebacker to the pitcher and a strikeout looking. Center fielder Marisnik taking a couple of steps towards right center for Ackley. Beard hat wearer.
Good looking wig with it.
Yeah. Let's just come back from New Orleans at the beat. What else makes Tony Sipp so tough?
I think it's his slider, and typically he's going to get left-handed hitters, so he has the ability to keep the ball away from him. You have to respect his fastball. But more importantly, he typically works ahead of hitters. It's a big key. You look at the lefties that the Mariners can run out there. That's the reason why they've had success. Charlie, Tyler Olson, work ahead of hitters. Use your fastball.
Two out, nobody on, bottom 8. Mariners down by 2. Count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. There we go at the 2-2 pitch. Rolls 1 to Altuve. Tony Sipp retired all 4 men that he's faced. We go to the 9th, 7-5 Astros. happen, and it has. We've seen Luis Valbuena, power source for the Astros.
Couple of home runs in this one. Homered in the first inning. That home run coming off of Iwakuma. Well back into the seats. And then in the 8th inning, Danny Farquhar trying to go to the outside corner, left it middle in. Right at the knees. And the second home run of the ballgame.
Valbuena coming off a career best 16 home runs last year as a Cub. Right now we look at Carson Smith.
For Carson, 5 2/3, 7 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 143 against Carson.
Yet to allow a run in his big league career, spanning 15 games, 14 innings. First batter is going to be Chris Carter.
Gregerson, the closer for the Astros, getting loose. Luke Gregerson. Carson Smith put up a 0 right here. Good news for the Mariners. They have the middle of their lineup coming up. Cano, Cruz, and Seager due up in the bottom of the 9th.
Like the sound of that swing and a miss. Valbuena's knocked in 3 runs tonight. Another run scored on an error, and Jed Lowry's driven in 2, and a home run by Colby Rasmus. And Carter swings and misses. 1 away here in the 9th. Here's Rasmus. Strikeout. Homered on a 2-0 pitch in the 5th. Center field and struck out looking in the 7th. Cano smothers it and throws him out. Nice play.
See the diving effort by Cano. And he calmly gets up and throws him out.
It's a good call, calmly.
Yep. Good play.
2 outs, nobody on, brings up Jake Marisnick, the center fielder. 3rd inning double, a ground out, and a strikeout tonight. One. Chop foul. Carson Smith making quick work here. Trying to put Marisnick away. Oh, man.
EQC Tracer had that slider right on the inside corner.
Baby. Two and two, 2 outs, nobody on. Marisnick, the 9-hole hitter for the Astros. Went back to it again. Full count. Altuve's on deck. Mariners have held him down tonight, 0 for 3 with a sacrifice bunt. 3-2 pitch. 3 in a row, and he missed on that one. Boy, he was pretty much blowing up that whole top of the box.
All sliders left him inside.
Here's Altuve. During your time, who was the most notorious first second ball hitter like this guy? Anybody come to mind?
Number of them. Paul Molitor, we're going to see him this weekend when the Twins come to town. He was aggressive early in the count. Kirby Puckett.
Right.
Curtis just gave me another one. Nomar.
Yeah.
Garcia Parra.
Saw him in L.A. the other day. There it goes. Throw down to second. Out in time. Resnick's first stolen base.
It's the first stolen base against the Mariners this year. Good news is the pitch was called a strike.
(0-2) is the count. Scoreboard has 1-1. It's 0-2. Dale Scott holding up his fingers, and he did go. All right, here we go. Ninth inning drama, we hope. Cano, Cruz, and Seager, three of the hottest hitters around when we return.
You have Cruz, Cano, Seager coming up. Of course, Robbie will lead off the inning. Hey, let's give you a preview of what's coming your way on Mariners post game. We'll hear from the skipper, Lloyd McClendon. We will recap Val's keys to this game, and we'll preview tomorrow's pitching matchup, which includes Taijuan Walker on the mound for the Mariners. We send it back upstairs to Dave and Mike, looking for a little deja vu from yesterday, guys.
You bet, Tom. No doubt about it. Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz, Kyle Seager. If they can get some magic done against a good closer, Luke Gregerson. He got a save in yesterday's game against the Angels. With Oakland last year. Prior to that, spent 5 seasons with the San Diego Padres.
2 for 2 in save opportunities, 6 strikeouts in the 6 innings that he has worked. Heavy sinker. Good split and a slider.
Arnie short arm delivers. Strike one. Cano 1 for 3 against Luke.
This will be a good battle. Gregerson, he wants to work at the bottom of the strike zone. And if you're the Mariners, you try to find something that's up in the zone. Otherwise, you're going to see ground ball outs.
2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout tonight for Cano. 1-2. Long long time ago, it seems like Iwakuma started 5 1/3, 5 hits, 4 runs. Wasn't real sharp. Didn't walk anybody. 3 Ks. There's the pitch to Cano. Gregerson throws him out. One out here in the 9th. There's another look. It did not. Yep, right off the end of the bat.
That was the split at 83 miles an hour.
Tough break. Hoping for a little cruise missile action here. Mariners are down by 2. Cruz, 2 hits and 2 RBI tonight. Fly ball right field. Springer towards the line with room. Makes the catch.
That'll bring up Kyle Seager. Kyle has been on base 3 times. 2 for 3 today. Also walked in the 7th inning. Drove in a run, scored a run, stole a base.
Ball 1 to Kyle. Pitch. 2-0 to Seager. Kyle 4 for 7 against Luke Gregerson. The rally hat's working.
Well, he has a good count. See if he can get a fastball up in the zone.
It's a strike, 2-1. Pitch.
A really good sinker. It looks as if it's going to be just above the knees. You can see on the EQC tracer that pitch down. Tough pitch to lay off of. A lot of movement.
2-2 pitch to Seager. Chops it foul. Astros had one of the worst bullpens in baseball last year. Boy, they think they have really turned it around this year with a lot of veteran additions. Gregerson with the 2-2 to Seager. Runs full. To the last strike here. Gregerson deals, and he walked him. Bring the tying run to the plate.
A couple of walks for Kyle tonight. Been on base 4 times now. Bring it Seth Smith. Seth is 1 for 3. Had a double back in the 2nd inning and walked in the 3rd. A couple of ground downs.
Good at bats for Smith. 2 out, 1 on. Smith represents a tying run. He's 0 for 4 career against Luke Gregerson.
Let's see if he can find a way to get on base and let Mike Zunino hit one out of here. Zunino waiting on deck.
Oakland has beaten the Angels 6-3 in Anaheim. The A's are now at 7-7. The Angels at 5-8.
Seth wants to. He can drop down a bunt. There is nobody on the left side of the diamond. It was wide open for him.
Smith. Astros started today, half-game lead on the Angels. On the A's. Tied them. There goes Seager. Pitch outside.
That'll be indifference.
1-1. (7-5) Houston lead. Seager at second. Smith the tying run at the plate. One pitch. All in 2 strikes.
And you can see Gregerson this entire inning, 15 pitching, all of them down at the bottom of the zone.
Smith trying to pull one out here for the Mariners. Keep this game alive. Outfield is deep. Gregerson ready. 2 outs. Runner at second. 1-2 pitch to Seth Smith. Did he go? Ooh! Dan Iasonia rings him up, and that's the ball game. 7-5 win for the Astros, who come into Safeco Field and get the first meeting of the season.
That was a tough way to end the game right there.
Boy, I'll say.
For the Mariners, though, going to have to get their pitching figured out. Even 7 runs again in this one. 5 runs they scored. Left some opportunities out there early in the ball game.
Iwakuma's still trying to find his way back to form that he showed last year. With the win, Houston goes to 7-6 and maintains a half-game lead in the American League West. The only team above 500 in the division. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines starts right now with Angie Day and Dave Valley.
Guys, thanks so much. No one in the American League has played a more close game than your Seattle Mariners.